Is it visible, sir?
Yes, ma'am. You presentation, ma'am.
Okay. So, good afternoon, everyone. So, I am Deepak. I am currently working as an intern in Cognizant, and I am pursuing my career at ZoomRx as community associate from Monday. And it's quite of excitement to give and career guidance to my fellow juniors. So, let's get started. And you know, we all have opportunities ahead, n number of opportunities ahead. Options go away from us, come to us, and pass away from us. So we just wanted to take. So, but this time, amid these COVID situations, we don't want it. We just need it. Opportunities just come, but we need it. So we have to just grab the opportunity and go. So how could we grab the opportunity? There are n number of opportunities going around us, but we can't grab it with our hands. So what we have to do is just to strike an arrow through it. So my 5 arrows to crack the interview are like the basic 5 given in the level of interest you have to show. And I showed this with my point of view. And the first 2 arrows are the aptitude and coding sections, which are the first step of any interview. So the aptitude are basically comprised of different topics with different types of questions. So it's just basically a practice only. And I hope the 6 phase and the smart coaching trainings are going on. So they are giving every aspects of the questions how the questions will be asked in interview. So the materials what they give are the bestest to crack the interviews. So don't leave those materials. Those materials are the key point for every interview to be cracked. So as aspect of seeing aptitude, it's just practice and try to memorize the or take the formulas and the tricks in fingertips so that you could like solve it in so quickly. So like in Cognizant, it's like repeated questions only in Cognizant. But like when you see Infosys and TCS is somewhat repeated and somewhat new questions, but Infosys is completely a new set of questions. There would be a 90%, more than 90% of new set of questions. So you have to just have the formulas in your fingertips only. In case of Cognizant, there's repeating questions, so you just take 5 years before or of the previous 5 years questions and just practice on that. It's more than enough for you to crack Cognizant. And the coding sessions are like Cognizant has a continuous coding session rounds, but other companies have a separate round for coding. So coding are like the basics. In Cognizant, you have 7 coding sessions, so every program will be like repeated only in Cognizant. So to be clear, just Cognizant is the easiest company to clear. So if Cognizant comes, juniors don't leave it like easily. Cognizant is the easiest company to crack and also offers their good package for everyone. And coding is just like try to understand the basics from like looping concept. Everything comes around looping only, and at least 1 or 2 will come on data structures. So have a basic knowledge on data structures. I hope the 6th term you have been studying data structures in as a subject. So I don't think you don't have much knowledge, don't have much doubts in that data structure. So you have basic knowledge on the data structures. So that's it for the first round. If you clear the first round, it's like you have cracked the interview for 75%. And next comes the interactive round with the HR, or the next coding round will be there. In case of Zoho, you have a coding round, 2 coding rounds. Like first will be a set of assessment, like data structure programs will be given for Zoho, and you have to just figure out the output of these simple programs, and you have also have the aptitude questions for that. So Zoho is like if you don't have the interest in product companies, here is what I say. So if remember you got a placement at product company, or you got a placement as service company. The difference is that if you go to office and the cab comes to your home and the cab picks you up and drops you at your office, you go in, you have a breakfast, have a coffee, and you start working. and go for the lunch and have a lunch, and then you roam around and start working, and have some snacks in the evening and start working, and the cab is awaiting for you at the ground floor, and you get in the cab and cab leaves it home. This is product company. And also the learning environment is completely different of the service company. The product companies give an enlarged environment for, like, you have like you will get creative without knowing yourself. That's the nature of product companies. But service companies also have the same thing, but these benefits you don't have. You will be like facing the only the straight path, and you will have time to learn more of more, and in the service company, but you have more time for the project as well as when compared to the learning side. So when you go for the product company, don't ever leave that chance. Zoho will be coming, and Freshworks will be applying for you will apply for Freshworks as off campus, so don't leave that. And in on these stages of interview, the final stage will be have the HR interview, right? So in that HR interview, the main three arrows is these basics and the standout and the company. Basic is that they will not check the advanced techniques, not check the what you have to do, like in the project setup, project sections or anything else. They will just start with the basics, what you know as the fundamentals. I'm sorry, what you know as a fundamentals. So if you are well established with the fundamentals, then they will know you can do it through the interviews. So just get tough with the basics, and you have to stand. What is mean stand up is that imagine you have thousands of candidates applying for one job, so you are one of them. So what makes them think that you are somewhat different from them? So somewhat you have to do projects or a course which is related to them. If you take Zoho, you go for Shift or Swift language, or the C Sharp language. Or if you take Cognizant, if I'm working as a quality engineering assurance intern, so we do Selenium, Java automation. So like in we have to figure out what the company does, and get to know about the company and do courses like that. So, and the final is the top of the interest, the communication. You may have more knowledge on somewhat the factors which related to the company, everything, but when you have poor communication, what you are transferring will not be received by the recruiter. So just communicate with them as so that you have to have a good communication so that they can understand what you are trying to convey to them. So the next is that the unique factor. As I said, there may be thousands of candidates, you may be one. So we have to stand unique. So while standing unique, there are a number of qualities like doing projects, doing a courses like stuff. So one of my encounters is that when I was interviewed at Cognizant, they didn't ask me anything about C, C++, Java, Python, which I studied. They didn't ask me anything about my projects, anything. They asked me just the RPA course which I done in the college. A complete interview was asked by them from the RPA techniques only. So other when compared to other candidates, I have done RPA as a unique quality. So that quality impressed the HR so well, so that he or she asked the RPA questions throughout and selected me. That's the unique quality you want to get. So you can be there are almost a black and white characters, and you are the one color character. Like that, you have to be. So you just have to stand unique. And also, I was interviewed by Comcast HR. In that, they didn't ask me anything about anything except one project which I done for the final year. That is about femto satellite. So it is Comcast is like Apple Geo in India, Comcast is for USA. So they asked completely fully about the final year projects of my femto satellite project. So every unique characters will be taken into account by the HR. So if I'm a HR, when I see a n number of projects here, so I will just see, okay, I will just compare to both of the resumes. So okay, this has something, this has something. So what is unique in that? I will take the unique character and select that only. So why is that the business unit wants something uh, like they have to improve their growth. So how do they improve their growth? Is that they go for creative, innovative thinkings. So where do they find creative, innovative thinkings? Just you just do something unique. If you just do something unique, you are hired. That's it. So how to improve that is that we have NPTEL, Coursera, Udemy, and EDX, like that stuff. So everything is self-learning only. When you go out of the college, you will have an entirely different background, entirely different environment around you. Everything you should be as a self-learner only. No one will be there to teach you. So have the habit of self-learning itself. So when you, why I'm telling is because when you go for self-learning, there will need nobody to help you. So you have to, like, if you get a doubt or if you're stuck in something, you will have the opportunity to search for it and get it. So when you search for it and get, you will get more information about the only topic you have been studying. So I remember Harry sir telling that to always ask why, the question why. So that's exactly what you do in self-learning. So when you do self-learning, why is this coming here? Why is this factor related to that factor? You will ask the why to yourself, so that you will search more and more about the topic. So it will improve the habit of learning your yourself and taking more time to for searching and getting new ideas of it. So also the factors like you have to learn, like if you take a topic, you have to find creative ways to implement those. Don't go in the same way you have. If someone goes in different way, we try to think that if he's gonna succeed in that way. So if be that person or be you be that person. So everyone will think you will, if you gonna succeed and you show them you have succeeded. That's the way. Try to make things innovative, try to make things creative, and try to make like others should admire your way of approach. So like, try to do like that. So this all will be done by self-learning only. So everyone will have the doubt, like which company do I choose? Whether I go for the software or the core, or I go for the entrepreneur, or like that. You will have many doubts because the placements are going to be coming in next 2 months. So I say that amid COVID, most of the industries have faced a downfall, but not the software industries, because the software industry, the digital technology is being rising so well, because when we are in lockdown work from home, every company is going for the internet, going for software, going for a new software to create so that they could connect their employees within the circle. So there is a huge rise in the digital technology. So when there is a rise in digital technology, the digital technology companies don't go for the exact same way. They go for the like taking the different unique things, as I said before. So have a habit of learning something. You just there's no need for having okay, I am having a placement 2 or 1 or 2 months ahead, I can't do it. You can do it. The Udemy courses offer like just 7 hours or 6 hours training also. You can have those trainings. They're most welcome for the companies. Like that you can do. All these like taking Cognizant is doing well now, because I'm presently working as an intern. They are saying that when I complete and graduate as an intern, when I'm coming into an industry, they are asking for new skills, only for new skills to be developed, not the old skills which you have studied, only new skills. So I'm not warning you or threatening you like that. I'm just saying that this is the current scenario in the market, so that you, when you come to into the market, you should be prepared for everything else, so that you will standing unique ahead of them, others also. So have somewhat programming language. So I see my fellow students saying that I am going to core industry, so what, I don't want programming language. That's so different from the current scenario. So amid COVID, though software industry is taking away, but the other industries, our core industry, is seeing some downfall in their productivity. So as a student, we go for many companies like for off-campus drives. So what they say is that core industry isn't working so well today. So till 2022, it will be the same. So our next batch, that is the current third years, when you go finish the fourth year and graduate, you will have a great opportunity in the core field, because 1 or 2 years there is no recruitment. And also when seeing the after 2 years there will be a huge recruitment drive done by every core industries, not only instrumentation, all the continuous plans also. Like on seeing the other continuous plans, we see control as an instrument is control. We see control theory as like creating a Bode plot, a power plot, or a right root locus, stability. That's all we have studied. But there is something different in the market today. That every control industries are adapting to. That is the intelligent control. Intelligent control in sense implanting the concepts of AI and ML, deep learning, reinforced learning into the controller, so that the when we get a feedback or feed forward, we don't need much of the optimization here. The controller itself will do. So I remember Code Sensors asking us to do machine learning, deep learning courses, and now we think that we could have done that time itself, because you know why? Tesla is being the Tesla is gonna plant going to build a plant like battery plant in Maharashtra, and the Tesla automobile EV plant for India at Karnataka. So as a control engineer, when we apply, they are asking, the only thing is that as a control engineer also, we have to learn ML, deep learning, or AI as in basics also. Because you know, Tesla is a self-driving car also. They have a self-driving option for that. So self-driving is basically possible with the AI intelligence only. So only then we can upgrade to ourselves. So why I got to Tesla is that when I was surfing through the internet for control engineer jobs, Tesla offered a control engineer job for its plant in Houston. So in Houston, the plant for control engineer, they pay around 92,000 US dollars to 1,20,000 US dollars for just a control engineer. So when I digged into it, I saw that the control engineer who is specialized in AI or ML or deep learning is paid more, because they are in need. Many of the college members don't know that IC is like a common department. They are few only, because unique departments are in few. In future, when we go for EV self-driving capacity, or when we go for drones which deliver packages which are self-driven, control engineers play a major role in that, because we are the person who direct the drones with the controllers, program them to avoid collisions or avoid other obstacles and go to the optimized way. So we are the more important people. And in 2022 or 2023, Tesla is going to plan to like employ over 10,000 employees for its plant in Maharashtra and Karnataka, so that the current second year and third year would have a great opportunity for employing in Tesla. So start learning. As I said, start self-learning, especially self-learn AI, not completely to be specialized in AI or ML or deep learning. Just have a basic knowledge of what currently market has. That's it. And also speaking of EV, Ola, you also know Ola cabs everywhere. So they are currently planning to build a plant for EV vehicle at Osur. They are planning to recruit like over 5,000 employees like Tesla also. So this is also going to happen in 2022 or 23. So as I said, the current second year and third year have an n number of opportunities for being recruited as in plant instrumentation engineer or control engineer. So that's the way of starting a career ahead. So as third option is that, okay, I can work somewhere, but I don't like to work like 9 to 5 or 9 to 6 hours job. So what I can do? Okay, I can be an entrepreneur, and I can like build a plant for manufacturing like our instrumentation products, or I can like make a consultancy, or I can make like a manpower consultancy and provide services to them. You can do it. MSME has funding policies, like they will fund your ideas and your business, and like in 2 or 3 years, after 2 or 3 years, you can pay it. Like that is their policy. So you have n number of qualities on becoming an entrepreneur. You can also, if you have a great idea that would like have a great business demand in future, you will get a huge capital venture opportunities also from different capital ventures. Like you can, the difference is that when you work 9 to 5 job, you are working for someone, but when you work as an entrepreneur, you are providing work to different people, and you are not working for them or with them, or they are not working for you. You are working with them, and they are working with you. That's the difference between being employed and being an entrepreneur. So try to make that. Also, entrepreneurship is more welcome these days, because more number of unemployment rate is being found. So people are going for entrepreneurship, and you have a great opportunity ahead for being an entrepreneur. So also, as I said, there are n number of opportunities. So don't waste sitting somewhere else and dreaming. Go stand up and get running, and don't place the ladder against the wall towards one single point. Place the ladder against the sky. So you have to explore more and more into the sky. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. So you guys can shoot the questions on me, so I could answer to my utmost to my knowledge.
I asked it, let it be interactive. At least ask whatever you have understood or what you have not understood.
Deepak,
Yes.
what can I do as an instrumentation engineer in entrepreneurship?
So on seeing entrepreneurship side, as an instrumentation, I told like you can create the instrumentation equipments like a control valves, or like a measurement meters, anything. But if you want to go for like I will go for a simulation side, or application side, you can go for like creating an automation consultancy or home automation consultancy. You know, home, like home automation is being growing now. So most of the huge builders are building an apartment are going for home automation to grab the market around them. So you can make a home automation consultancy and install home automation devices in their sites or in their home. Or you can go for like manpower consultancy, hiring, when you help hiring people for them. So as an instrumentation engineer, we can do like this also.
Thank you. Thank you.
Deepak, you have a question in chat box.
Oh, okay.
The question is difference between automation and AI engineering.
Okay. Like if you take automation, it's like you're automating to one workspace and you're not uh, making the equipment or the device experience external errors or external surroundings like that. So if you take, like, if you go to a plant, you see industrial automation. So in that industrial automation, you'll have more number of meters. If you take a flow meter, it will be assigned to one dimension of pipe. So one dimension of pipe having a fluid like an oil or gas or any other stuffs. So that is the main difference. If you take the automation side, you will have the devices confined to only one workspace. They won't be, if they are experienced to other workspaces, they won't much much error will be found then. So they won't be like, they can't react to that sort of questions or errors in that time. So AI, if you infuse AI engineering into the controllers, you see Tesla cars like that. When suddenly, when another car or suddenly another obstacle comes, it will suddenly react to it. So that's the difference between and basic automation and AI induced automation, that side. I hope it is clear to you, Anantakrishnan. And yes, Mutaya. So currently the market is like, as I said, the software market is way ahead of recruiting people. TCS is going to recruit 22,000 plus engineers this coming year. And Cognizant is also planning for Drive. You know, Gen C and Gen Z Next is the main the main categories for Cognizant. So now the Cognizant is trying to make the improvement in those categories also. You have a Cognizant T portal open for every college student. So they are making more and more effort to find a unique talent from the college students. So also the Wipro has declared that it will recruit 25 plus employees this year, as it has passed 1 trillion in market cap. So many software industries are to be coming in future to recruit a huge number of students from the college. And seeing the core, as I said, this year it's quite dull in the uh, core industries. But upcoming years, 2022 or 23, there is an n number of opportunity. You will see many companies recruiting instrumentation and control engineers, like companies like Honeywell, Schneider Electric, Siemens, ABB, everywhere you can see instrumentation engineer being recruited. The main thing is that instrumentation control engineers aren't showing interest towards the companies like that. So that what happens is that triple E engineer or an EC engineer or a mechatronics engineer completing a course in instrumentation or instrumentation related course is being deployed in the place of an instrumentation control engineer or an E&I engineer. That's the main reason for the downfall of the IC department. So many aren't aware of this major posting here. So the annual package of CTS. Annual package is like you will have 4.5 lakh per annum for Gen Z and 6.98 lakh per annum for Gen Z Next. And CTS and Zoho is the only company which provide paid internship for you. So if you are planning for going for like product company, go for Zoho. As I said, the scenario will be like you will have a peaceful mind working there. And if you're going for, if okay, I'm going for day one companies, don't leave CTS. It is the easiest company to crack, and also it is the highest paying company among the service sectors. So that's the annual package for CTS. Zoho will have 4.6 lakh per annum and 6.4 lakh per annum, comparing to the skills you have. And Amazon will give around 12 lakh per annum or 24 lakh per annum or 27 lakh per annum. Mindtree will also be there. The Mindtree and Zoho, these kind of companies will deploy you as a software engineer. But when you are deploying as a software engineer, you are deployed to a major field. You will be facing a wide range of field, so you can explore more. But when you are going for a service-based companies, you will find you sitting in one confined field. Like if you take Infosys or Tata Consultant Service, you will be deployed as a system engineer. When you take Cognizant, they will create test your skills. So as per the evaluations, you will be given a quality engineering and assurance domain, or development domain, or IoT domain, or like making domains in the field of like upcoming fields like AI or ML or deep learning, etc. You'll have n number of domains in that also. And also the main thing is that we all have that intention, like software industries. When I go for software industry, I will get an offer letter, I won't get a call letter for months. Actually the scenario is that we will be completing our final semester exams by March or April. So by May we will be applying for that. So the industry is asking for at least a result sheet or a provisional certificate or a complete certificate from the university, so that they could, like, they it is a policy like they have to hire a graduate only, so that the other things like the PF in the PF applications in the and creating the UI number for you being can be done. So without being a graduate or an indication that you have passed it, can't be done with have to be taken into account for that. So for that only, the software companies will hire you for like taking into account like December or January. But the offer letter is confirmed, but you have to wait for the call letter. That's it. It's not like they won't call you; they will call you, but it will take some time for to make the formalities and also to have the business demand for you.
Any other questions? Or in any other aspect you want this guidance? Students? Right. That's all the questions or queries. So based on your understanding or misunderstanding, right? Right. Next, we need to have this the last session of any webinar. So we like to thank the resource person Deepak for providing his time and valuable comments or guidance towards career of each and everyone studying in this department. Okay. So thank you from my side.
Thank you everyone for this opportunity. And last, I would tell only one thing: just don't stop self-learning. When you go into market, self-learning is only going to take you ahead. So don't stop self-learning. That's it. Thank you.
So thank you everyone for. So fill the feedback and leave. Otherwise, kindly fill the feedback. You'll be able to get a certificate for that. So I have not filled. Kindly fill the feedback form. Thank you.